been a wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. Being the wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
Amen.
Who said you had to pick up the drawers? That's what said y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that.
Yeah.
We always act like that's such a big thing. Like,
I know,
especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
there it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
What he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. We got Vince on deck. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. What's going on with you, Vince? Chloe?
Pretty good.
Back at this thing one more time on this Wednesday night. Shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Let's do me a favor. Hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us. If you're watching right now, YouTube and Facebook, also drop a comment. Let us know where you represent from, where you checking in from. Appreciate you guys always holding us down on Kandid Konvos. All right, let me check some of these comments real quick. I see we had a couple come in real fast. Shout out to J.U. Griffin over representing YouTube for us. It's a happy Wednesday. Much love, honor, respect to everyone. Appreciate you, J.U. Griffin, for holding us down and supporting the platform. Let's see. Salute. Shout out to my guy, Jay Severe in the building. My guy, Jay. What's going on with you, man? Appreciate you hopping on tonight, checking us out, man. Appreciate that. Let's see. We got Donovan. He said, greetings, everyone. What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you as always, brother. Appreciate you. Crystal Reed in the building. Reed. She said, good evening. What's going on with you? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's see. Kenyatta in the building. She said, hello, everyone. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you as well. Joining us again on this Wednesday night. My guy Jay say working hard. Man, I know you putting in that time, man. I know how you get down, man. Do your thing. All right, shout out to y'all. I said, once again, do me a favor. Hit that like button for us. All right, let me do this real quick since it is on the top of my mind right now. All right, so here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming in through an Apple device, you got to use Safari. to join us. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. We always encourage you to keep your camera on and join us up here on the panel. I said, don't be scared. I said, we a cool group of people. You ain't got to be scared. In addition, we got this link in all of the chat feeds, so you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on Facebook or YouTube, or you can message me directly at Quay Price on Facebook, and I'll send it to you that way, or drop a comment. However you want to do it, we'll get the link to you. So I'll leave this up here for a little bit as we get into tonight's conversation. All right. Y'all want to get straight on into this tonight?
Let's go.
Done deal. All right. Topic for the night. I'm gonna drop this link down for a minute. Let us know if y'all need the link, and I'll get it to you. Topic for the night. Topic for tonight. You need to check your ego. Run that back. Topic for tonight. You need to check your ego. Okay. Let me see how we're gonna get on this. So I got a few things came over. Yeah, we got a few things. I know Vince sent some stuff. I got a couple things lined up, but we're gonna start with video number 1 and touch this topic. We'll make our way around. All right, so let's get on into this. Video number one.
Woman's value that she adds to a man is something that you cannot even put a price on, baby. It is something that you cannot even look at the amount, because guess what? What we're doing is we're elevating you and we're growing you in a way that you could not even imagine. Why do you think that all the politicians are married? I built every single man up that I've ever been with, baby.
All right.
When they leave me, they're in a much better position than when they got with me, and that's a fact.
The very last man you was with, how long was that relationship?
3.5 years.
When you met him, was he a millionaire?
No.
When you left him, was he a millionaire?
No.
You ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of these women talk about what they could do for a man and how good they are. Y'all ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of y'all have an overinflated ego. You're not bringing nothing to the table but problems, attitude, and tarnished and zesty coochie.
I don't know.
So check your attitude. No, check your attitude, because y'all are not all that.
Okay. So that's video number 1. So I want y'all to hold that in y'all mind. Just hold that in y'all mind. So I'm gonna come right back behind that. So another one came my way, actually supporting a little bit of what we just saw in video 1. So let me run this right behind that.
And most of you men, you guys have to learn something. If you ain't sleeping or dating or messing with a woman, don't even look at her stories. Don't even like her photos. The second I see provocative photos that a girl is posting, unfollow, because I don't need that shit. I'm not thirsty and I don't give out free validation. My attention is very scarce. And if you want it, we either have to be dating or shit has to be happening. And you beta males need to have that same mindset. And all these women wouldn't have inflated egos because all you guys message them 24/7 on Instagram and comment that you would drink their bathwater and all this other sim shit that oh my God, I don't fucking get it.
All right, topic for the night. You need to check your ego. Okay, so we just ran off 2 quick. Hold on. Jay said, bro, I need to get live with you. He said, I got a lot to say. Oh, man. You know how I get down. Man, you let me know if I need to send you that link. But if you working, man, I don't know how that's going to happen. Man, you let me know what you need, man. Let me know what you need. All right, shout out to my guy, Hirsch. I see you hopped on with us as well. Shout out to you joining us tonight, brother. All right, so y'all saw video 1. Y'all saw video number 2. So young lady in the video, she's saying that she's building fellas up, doing this, doing that. We don't, you know what I'm saying, can't put a price on the value that a woman brings to a man and blah, 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 blah. So she doing what she do. The brother responded, with what he said. Essentially, he wasn't trying to hear it. That's video number 1. Then we come back right behind that with the video, and the guy is saying that the fellas are to blame for some of these inflated egos, essentially supporting that first video. So yeah, I'm gonna come to the panel. I'm gonna see what y'all think. Wait, hold on. It's going down. Send me that link. All right. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick, then we're gonna get on into this.
Vince, you gonna hop on that? You got it.
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and pop it off. I'm gonna send my man this link. Go ahead and do what y'all do. You muted right now, Vince. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of pandering that's going on, and a lot of unwanted attention. As far as the ego, yeah, I think that's true, because my thing is, if you all that, then why you not in a relationship, or why you not married? That's about. You can bring all this and you can do all that. Then why did you leave him, or why did he leave you, or why did he cheat on you? Because you know that's when he cheated. Well, if you was bringing all that, then why did he cheat? My thing is, I always like to see the receipts, and I think that a lot of these men are on here, because men are just kind of goofy. I was looking at a post and they were talking about single mothers, and the guy got on there talking about how pretty she was. And I was like, what does that have to do with what the topic is? And she was attractive, but it was just a pandering simp move. Like, why would, that doesn't even matter, what she looks like. That's not the topic of the conversation. So, yeah, I think a lot of it is inflated and unwarranted. And I think that's why the relationship status with a lot of these women are what they is. They overvalue themselves.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that.
I'm gonna say, for what the men that they want. I always like to put that in there. For the men that they want. They overvalue their career. They overvalue how much money they make. They overvalue a lot of things that the type of men that they want don't value. Type of thing they should be valuing, they don't value. They don't value the nurturing. They don't value the cooperation. They don't value the appearance. So that's what I say.
All right, no, I appreciate that, man. Chloe Hirsch, I want to say anything? Anybody can go.
Yeah, so this might surprise some, but I actually agree with her. I agree that women absolutely can do all of those things that she said, and that the value of a woman cannot be measured. She is invaluable. There's a but. But the problem that we're seeing is that that's not actually happening. And it's because women have stepped outside of their role, right? Their God-given role, the reason why they were created, to be helpmeets, to be supporters, to be the, I don't want to use any of those terms, yin yang. I don't believe in that, but that's basically what women do for men. And if you're doing it right, then the impact that you have on that man will be invaluable. He will upgrade. He will increase, and so will you, because the other side of that is he will improve your life as well. See, you guys both are bringing something unique to each other that the other doesn't have. So he's going to grow you, and you're going to grow him. It should be mutually beneficial if it is correct, right? If the relationship is successful, if you chose wisely, then you guys are going to be invaluable to each other. So I agree with her. If she is in her role as a woman, like Vince said, if she knows how to nurture, if she knows and understands how important to build a legacy is, if she understands and can humble herself and take and ladies, y'all might not like this, but take the supporting role and take the role where she is under that man's protection and covering, and she is basically taking his plan and his vision and helping him execute on that, then yeah, they're going to be successful, and he's going to be blessed because of her. That's how it works. When a man is in his role as well, he is blessed because of her. The problem is the things that make us as women most powerful, and the things that make us as women most effective, and the things about us that are the most valuable, women don't value those things anymore. They're the things that women don't want to do anymore. They're the things that women call slavery and servitude. And unfortunately, unless you actually know what your purpose as a woman is in society and in your family, then you're not going to be able to be all of those things for a man.
That's real. That's real right there. That's real. Heard you want to say anything, man? You good, brother?
Just real quick, just you know, too many people mistake, you know, having a big ego with being like confident, having confidence, you know. And you know, we just still gotta just remain humble. That's how I look at it. Like we can be proud of ourselves and know what we do, what we got and everything like that, but you know, we just can't take it too far. You know, you just can't be get ahead of yourself, you know. And that's what too many people in this current society do. We just, especially with social media, where it's just about this me type thing now, and it's like everybody thinks they're on a reality show and they're performing and they are just living their best lives and being their best person and this and that. And it's like we just, you know, a lot of people just gotta, you know, look in the mirror and just, you know, just check themselves, whatever. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Okay, no, that's real right there. Yeah, no. So, seeing that first video, you know, I don't doubt that a woman brings a certain level of value to a man's life, especially if she's the right woman or knows essentially the position that she's supposed to play. But yeah, the one question and the one and only question that I would have for the young lady in the video was, why are these guys leaving you? Yeah, it's just that simple. So, you know, if she's saying that these guys are coming into her life and every single one of them, she done built them up, essentially, and they left, when they left her, they left better, then once again, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. Then why did they leave? See, at the end of the day, you know, Hirsch made a good point. Some of this social media stuff, it goes to people's heads, right? And they get on here and they just get to talking and talking and talking. But what they don't understand is with social media, one of the benefits of social media is you get to watch stuff over and over and over. And the one thing that I know is all you got to do sometimes is let people talk. Just let them talk. You ain't got to ask no questions. You ain't got to do no deep dive. You ain't got to do none of that. Just let them talk. Yeah, but this video is a prime example of that. If this lady is saying what she's saying, then there's some truth to what she's saying, then these guys would not be leaving her like that. Yeah, she wouldn't be going through multiple relationships with multiple different guys, multiple different types of guys. They wouldn't be bailing out if she really was bringing all of that value that she says that she's been bringing to these guys' lives. Yeah, but that right there tells me that you ain't really living that life. Yeah, but I think for a lot of situations that we see out here, a lot of these situations ain't living that life. Yeah, see, one thing, like I said, one thing that all this talking is going to do is it's going to expose a lot of people. Yeah, it's going to expose some of their secrets, some of their shortcomings, where they missing the mark, you know, things they not able or haven't achieved, even though they should have by now. It's going to expose people's maturity levels. It's going to expose all that. Yeah, because folks have a platform to just get out here and talk. But at the same time, also understand that you might get yourself caught up. Yeah, but this is why I feel like the gentleman in the video, he was just calling her on it. Like that don't even make sense, sis. If you really putting it down like that, because I'm sure anybody who's really putting it down like that, they done got scooped up, married up, ringed up, childrened up. Like they ain't out here still searching around. So we got to be realistic about some of this stuff. Some of this stuff is just cap. Yeah, but the brother, I said, he just called her on it right then and there. And I said, I got to take the same position that he took. We just got to some of the stuff just some nonsense, and we got to stop. We got to stop capping. Yeah, but at the end of the day, what people do know is if you really about that life and you delivering on the value like you say you are, you wouldn't even be talking. Yeah, folks who actually do these things and live these things that they talk, they don't be out here talking. Yeah, they just do what they do. It's in their character naturally. Yeah, for the young ladies out here, they link up with a fella and they just bring the value to that fella. And the only way that we gonna know that you're really doing your thing is we gonna look at him. Yeah, but if he out here flourishing and his little stuff is lining up and my man walking around here smiling and he gaining weight because you over there throwing down in the kitchen and all that, then we know that you not capping. Yeah, but all this talking without no substantial, tangible, nothing to back it up, it ain't working. Yeah, but it's not working. Yeah, but then to the second guy's second video. Let me pose this question to everybody. I want to see where y'all stand on this. So is a lot of this inflated ego that we are seeing from some of the young ladies, is it to the fault of the men? Yeah, is this a byproduct of these men dropping the ball in the space of, to the points that my man was making, getting in these comments, liking these photos. What did he say? Telling them you drinking some bath water. Like, is some of this inflated ego that we are seeing, is it to the fault of the men?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chloe. Go ahead.
No, I mean, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean,
you
guys, I think men need to start being more honest. I mean, you guys have a whole platform now, and you guys seem to have no problem being honest on this platform. But then are you guys being honest in person? Like, are you being honest? Because there's too many women walking around here thinking that they stuff don't stink. It's too many women out here just thinking that, they're so great, thinking that their sex is great, thinking that their body is great, thinking that, they got it going on. And it's not what they think. And so that just, I can only assume then that somebody's not telling them the truth. And that needs to come from you guys. You guys need to be more honest. Like, are we just going to sit here and pretend like we didn't hear him call the ladies poo zesty and tainted? How many times are men going to get on this platform and talk about how when these poos they smell and, they're not fresh and, they're like a cave and where you just fall in. And I'm just like, why are we going to just pretend like this is not happening? Are you guys telling these women? Because I'm not saying you should be sleeping around. You shouldn't. But are you telling these women when you guys have bad experience with them sexually? Because they run around saying all of y'all got ED. They run around saying y'all ain't got, y'all got, small sizes. They run around saying y'all don't know what to do. Y'all, y'all can't figure out how to please them. They're not happy. They run around saying all kinds of things about you guys. So I just want to know, are y'all being honest? When that pool is wet and it stank, are you saying that? Or, are you being nice? I think it's nothing wrong with being nice. But at the same time, you ain't gonna help a person not giving them the proper feedback. They can't grow. They can't work on their issues. If her poo stank, she need to know her poo stank. And I don't know how y'all out here sleeping with these women with these zesty pools anyway to begin with. So somebody lying.
So wait. Is it somebody lying or somebody just over here being quiet?
If y'all being quiet, that's even worse, because that means the desperation to get the pool is so high that you guys just aren't saying anything. That's worse.
That's true.
That's worse than you trying to quote unquote protect her feelings. Like that's still not good because you're not really helping her. But if it's because y'all are so desperate for poo that y'all will go ahead on and smash that zesty poo and not tell her that it's zesty, and that's your fault.
Well, I think it's also both too, because you have so many women that are lying to the sisters too, and telling them that they're good women, and and girl, you don't have to settle. And well, how you know that she a good woman? How you know she a good woman for a man? And really, I don't think these ladies care what men think. Cause you know I don't hold nothing up. I know I'm married, but I don't hold nothing up. If the shit is a simp move, was a pandering move, I'm gonna say it. But then you this or you that or you. So I think it's, but I do think it's mostly women though, because even my wife was talking about how women are lying, and people can be on their third baby and they sending out congratulations, and they ain't no marriage, and she ain't, girl, you looking good, and that hair is messed up, or a girl, you looking good and you fat, and this body positivity stuff. But I think even if men were to stand up, it would have to be the men that they really want, because if somebody else is saying that, they don't really care. If it's a broke dude or a dude they don't want, they don't really care. But I just don't. I think the delusion is too real, especially with social media. With social media now, everybody can make a comment. So.
I agree with that. So I agree with that. I agree that it does seem like women don't care. It does seem like women don't care what men say, because there are some men who are brutally honest, and they have, gotten on these platforms and they have been really honest. And yes, we already know that women surround themselves with echo chambers and like Kenyatta said, amen people that is basically just going to agree with them. But at the same time, I think what it would take is for, and we've said this before, for men to get on code and stop entertaining these women. If they don't want to listen, stop entertaining them. Like my man said in the second video, stop liking all these pictures. Like, why are y'all liking all of these provocative pictures by these women? Don't like. You can look at it. You don't have to like it. You do not have to validate this woman by liking or commenting or DMing her. You do not have to do that. She doesn't even have to know you've seen it. Like, that's what I guess I just don't understand. Like, you guys are co-signing the behavior. When you do that, we have to stop doing that. Don't entertain it. And then maybe, they'll start to ask themselves questions. Why am I doing all of this and it's not getting me the result? Why am I, getting butt injections? Why am I sucking fat out of my waist and putting it in my behind? Like, why am I putting on lashes that have me looking like I'm about to fly away? Like, why do I have, a weave in my hair and there's two different textures in my hair? And like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I have enough makeup on where I can wipe some of it off and share it with my friend? Like, why are we doing these types of things? And men, you guys are still, entertaining these women. You still sleeping with these women, and you still, like, I think at some point, not to put it all on a man. Okay. I'm not trying to put it all on you guys. But ultimately, women do want your attention. They can cap all day long and say they don't want it or they don't care about it, but that's a lie. They want your attention. They want your validation. They want male attention. They want male validation. And ultimately, they want a man around them. They can say they don't, but we all know that's not true. So I think that if enough men, and you're right, especially the ones that they really like, start to just kind of lift up a standard for themselves and not entertain it, that we may see they might be forced to make some changes.
Okay, that's real right there. That's real. Let me check in with Joe down here. Joe, you good, man?
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
You want to say anything, man, or you just chilling right now?
I was laughing for at least 5 minutes straight. As soon as on that first video clip, as soon as that guy came, no one knew what to expect. No one saw it coming. And he said something that none of the women on the platform on that panel expected him to say. And he came down to it saying something about you acting like this with your stinky, zesty poo. And the look on Chloe's face just had me rolling. So I was just wiping tears from my eyes. It was like, she was like, whoa. So I'm assuming that was your first time seeing it.
They don't. Yeah, don't nobody see the videos unless they sent it to me. They don't see them ahead of time, man.
It was like, whoa. But he made a point. It's like, a woman who does all the things that she's saying, she's not wrong about any of that, actually, at all. But it's more like it's seen and not heard. She's very loud. It's kind of like it's the equivalent if a man was saying, "I'm going to be this big movie star. I'm going to be the most famous rapper alive. You'll see. Wait, one day you'll see." And then it's like 5 years pass, 10 years pass, and the guy never lives up to that potential. So the equivalent is her being that I'm going to be a famous rapper someday. You'll see. One day soon. And it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, how has your last relationship gone? And she said 3.5 years. They say, well, okay, so what happened in that situation? A man who's in a relationship with a woman who uplifts him and gets him to the heights that she claims to have helped him get to, he's not going to let that go. It's not going to end after 3 years. In fact, she would be married, as Kwai mentioned. So it was a lot of talk, right? A lot of bark, but no bite. Just a lot of hubris and talking a good game, sounds good, but when you get down to the nuts and bolts of things, she was clearly he exposed her in less than a minute, just in that comment, and asking a simple question. Well, was he any richer as a result of being in that relationship? No. Well, then there you go. But you just got done talking about how women elevate. And again, it's not that it's not true, it's that it was coming as if she was speaking for herself. But she clearly wasn't speaking from experience because she hadn't done any of those things. Had she done that, she would have had a clear example of that having worked. And the clearest example I think you can have for at least most women is you're still in a relationship with her, you're taking care of her, she probably is married, she might have a kid or two. So, and she doesn't really have to say it. It's not that she can't say it, but if you don't have any fruits to back up the words that you speak and preach about, you're basically a hypocrite. You're no different than a pastor who gets up on the pulpit and talks about, how not to cheat on your wife and being faithful and all this stuff, but you thotting in the back corner with the church girl in the back seat somewhere at the church. It's like, wait, what's going on here? How does this match up? You saying one thing, but you live in another thing. So, again, it's not that what she's saying wasn't true. She was absolutely right, because there've been a few women where it's like we can see it sometimes. Even if it hasn't happened, it's like, oh, that woman is going to be a good wife. That's happened to me. Oh, she's going to be a good wife. I'm gonna do whatever I can. And when I lost a woman and I see her go on and marry someone else, she does end up elevating the man that she marries. I can see it before she even opens her mouth. She doesn't have to tell me she's going to do all these things. I know it's going to happen just by looking at her. I know what I'm going to get before I even get into a relationship with her. So that's another quality. It's something that you sense. Same thing with a man with potential. He doesn't have to really say, I'm going to be all of this. Not to say, I think men are going to be more bravado in a way, but there's going to be something behind that where you say, a woman's going to notice and say, you know what, she's going somewhere. So that one will end up getting with someone who's a Kobe Bryant, who might not be, very tall. He catches growth spurt, and then she gets with her. She's like, oh, I saw it coming. They know, they can sense in a way what direction a man is going to go in life. Is he going to end up, living in poverty, or is he going to have potential to get 6 figures? Is he going to have potential? They can see it in a lot of cases. Now, we're not always right, but that's something that is seen, but it's not spoken. That type of man is probably going to be quiet. He's going to be working. He's going to be going to college, getting his degrees, getting his trade. He's going to be putting the work to it, and his actions will speak for him on his behalf. Similarly for a woman, but in her case, that just wasn't the case, and he exposed her right then and there.
Yep. No, that's real. He definitely called it out. All right. So I'm gonna flip us up to another one. Yeah, I got an angle I wanna grab with this one. It's the only reason I'm running this one, because I got an angle I want to grab, because I want to say Chloe and Vince, y'all kind of mentioned this a little bit, but y'all want to touch this. So we're gonna run this one too.
Hello, black men. I have a question for you. This for black men. If you're white, you could definitely stay, but I want to know, black men, do you care if she got a BBL? And if you don't, are you okay with like little booty, little pancake action? Like, what is the perfect body type to you guys? I'm trying to figure it out. The only reason I'm asking is because I be noticing, I just notice that you guys gravitate towards the BBL bodies, but then you don't want to admit. I don't know. Help me understand. Like, is this what you like, or do you hate it, or are you like, is it guilty pleasure, curiosity? What is it?
Okay.
You got a
So
good
yeah,
point.
so
You got a point.
So I got multiple questions. So let me start here. So I saw this video, and y'all kind of touched on this. So I said I want to come to the panel about this one. Y'all made a point. I said I think it was Chloe and Vince. Y'all made a point about listening. So I think Vince said it. Ladies don't care what men want, and I want to say, Chloe, I think you might have mentioned it as listening. So this young lady here, she's talking about, or essentially she wants to know, do men like the women with the BBLs, or, are we okay with the BBL? And I think it goes back to the whole conversation of BBL versus natural, that whole conversation, right? So let me start it this way. I'm gonna come straight to Vince. Vince, what do you see? Just tell me what you see when you look at this video, man. Just whatever you see when you saw that video.
Well, first of all, she's a little silly, but I mean, she's probably young. So I have to excuse that sometimes. But I think there's so many women are confusing attention with relationship. I think a lot of these ladies get a lot of attention, but usually they're by themselves, or they're with their girlfriends, or they're not married. So I think with men, we want something that looks attractive. We want something that looks natural. These big, gigantic, Buffy the Body booties. I mean, it's something to look at, but I mean, I don't think that I would want to wife that and take her around my colleagues and they looking at her booty all the time. It's not really a good look. So, I think enhancements are fine. If you're sagging a little bit and you want to pick them up a little bit, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Or even if you got a flat booty and you want something that look natural. But these outrageous booties is ridiculous. And my thing is, it's just like I don't know if men could get away with that. I don't know if we can get a 12-inch. We already 7-8 inches, and we get a 12-inch, and then our pants are so tight you can just see our Johnson on our leg. Now it's not exposed, but you can see it on our leg down to the knee. I don't think that would be acceptable in society.
Yeah. That's real.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see it.
That's real. Nah. I feel what you're saying, man. I feel what you're saying. I just, like I said, I'm trying to ping all the. I'm gonna try to ping all the guys. Hold tight, Chloe. Let me come down here to Herschel. Let me come to Herschel. Herschel, what you see in this video, man? I'm just trying to. I'm going somewhere with this. What you see in this video, man?
Well, I saw some. I mean, like again, I saw some youth in her immaturity. Some insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, she shouldn't care about what the masses of men want. She should just care what somebody is, present herself in a way where somebody's just attracted to her. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't be a certain type of way to get something. She should just be who she is, and the right guy will, find her attractive and approach her. I think she's just going down the wrong avenue. I've never, agreed with people with that whole general statements of things about what men want, what women want. Me personally, as far as when she said something about the BBLs, I've never been team BBL, or I can't, maybe a good time or something like that for something as far as, on your crazy days, you're playing around and, But as far as a serious thing, and like kind of like what Vince was saying, as far as like being somebody being presentable, and you know, I think just being your natural self is the best, most attractive thing. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's gonna find that person attractive. You know, if you start, sometimes some you may want a little, like you said, like augmentation or something like that. Those things are different. But like when this is off the wall and it's something to prove yourself and to make you feel better as a person, you're already kind of going down the wrong direction. And that's just my opinion. I can, it's not for everybody. But yeah, I think that as far as that particular lady and that lady in that video, she need to just kind of just chill out and don't worry about what all these men want. Just worry about, looking your best and, daily. How do you feel about yourself? And then the right guy will come around. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. And I think she's just being too much. And I think, again, go back to with this whole social media stuff. Like, I mean, she just out here trying to get likes or something or get views. I mean, it's like, to me, I was just kind of like this even out, question, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I just think that each person is different. Each person has their own preferences, their own beliefs, their own feelings, their own views, their own attractions, and for her to get a general statement, she's gonna be looking for the rest of her life pretty much for that.
Right. Okay. So just for clarification, so Vince, I'm sensing you're not a huge fan of the BBL, the big old booty, that stuff. That's not, don't sound like that's really your thing.
I like a natural big booty.
Because
we can't act like sisters don't have natural big booties.
Right.
I'm talking about this unnatural, and they look like an ant booty.
Right. No, I got you. No, that's what I heard. That's what I got from you. And then the same with Hirsch. It sounds like Hirsch, you're not a fan of the artificial big butt stuff, but she happened to have a natural butt with a little size on it. You cool with it? You know what I'm saying? She might smaller, but whatever. But you more cool with the natural versus all the surgery and all of that stuff. So that's essentially what I get from you and Vince. Let me go to Joe real fast. Joe, where you sit on this, man?
She biologically, we like a woman who looks like a woman, and if you know how to alter that artificially, women would do it, which is what they've been able to do, especially as it gets cheaper to do these surgeries. But it's a man who wants a woman like that. Typically, it's not always the case, but most commonly is they're looking for a good time, a fun time, not a long time. It's similar to like we see these gold digger videos of these men who can't get the woman on the strength of their character, of them being that woman's type. But as soon as he goes over to that Lamborghini or whatever truck that symbolizes some sort of status, she's into him now all of a sudden. And then once he drills down into her, he finds out she's not there for him at all. Like the car makes him look good, but it was never him that made him look good to her. And so she quickly wants to go to, 5-star restaurant or whatever, go shopping on the first date or two. She wants to be a sugar baby right off the bat. So the precedent is already set when you lead with your body. In the case of a woman, it's over exaggerated, it's over sexualized. And we men are very visual creatures. And the same is true when a woman sees a man of great status. She's not into the man, but it's what that man has. The man is not into the woman, it's what she has on her body that imitates the illusion of youth, fertility. These are things that happens instinctively for us. So we go for it, play with it, and it's like once you have that post-nut clarity, you realize, oh nah, this ain't it for me. And that's done and gone with. It's the reason why you go to the strip club and you see predominantly women who have those shaped kind of bodies, who get them done like that. They're there. They're there to make money. They know what the transaction is. But you have a lot of women who get these bodies, assuming they're going to find a genuine loving relationship, but they're actually going to attract a lot of those men that you would find who would go to the strip club to look for those type of women because of the mindset it takes for you to get and artificially get that body in the first place. There's something that comes from working for the body that you want, maximizing your genetic potential. And for me, what I see is laziness. I see a woman who it's if she has all these artificial body parts, first of all, I want to know what my kids are going to look like. I don't know if she comes out looking like the mother, she's not going to look like anything that I'm procreating with. Like, it looks good, but it's like something's off. Like, what if my kid comes up with a cleft lip or something like that? And that's something like, these are things I want to see. I want to see the nose. I want to see the face. You see that on me. But how is it fair for me to see these artificial parts from you? And I don't know what that's going to translate to. I don't know how that's going to look. It just maximize your genetic potential. And you'll find a man who wants you for who you are, as opposed to the body parts that you cut and slice and dice onto your body. Same thing with a man. Want a woman who wants you for who you are, and not the things that you have a status to, or that you have status, or there's money, or these cars and all these things that can go away. The body can go away. What happens if that woman falls sick? He was into you for your body, but he doesn't want anything to do with you because you got into the car accident and it messed up your face. If it was you that he wanted, he'll stay with you. So that's the type of man you want in the first place. Women see what other women are getting with these enhanced body parts and say, I want that too, but they don't want the complications that come with that. We're not even talking about the medical situations that come with the BBLs and how some women have complications very quickly, or later on in life, they have to get the implants taken out, all these issues. That's a personal issue. But as far as the external issue in terms of dealing with the men who they attract, who are into that, at least temporarily, everything is temporary. It's not going to be a lasting situation or lasting love and feeling. So they're not going to get what they think they're getting until they realize they're not getting what they was looking for. And then it's too late. So it's complicated. She's not wrong about, because women, they want to feel desired and loved. They're competitive with each other by nature, even if they won't admit it. So if she wants to compete with the artificial, I would just say, look, you just go to the gym, maximize what you got. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to shape the body that you want naturally. You're going to have a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment. That confidence is going to be shown. And you don't have to put on the front and try to trick men and say, oh, no, why are you asking me these questions? You'll be proud to say, yeah, I went to the gym for this. Just like we are as men, when we go to the gym and build our muscle, we can't go and get surgery to put muscles on our body and be like, yeah, look what I got. It's you, even if you are able to trick the woman into that, be like, oh yeah, he got muscle. You know that doesn't translate to actual strength. It looks good, but it's not genuine. You can't do nothing with that. You know that you're faking it. And these women who get these body parts, they know they're faking it. So it's playing with a Barbie doll. That's what it feels like. They look good. They're plastic. And it's like, oh yeah, but are you even human? I don't know. When I went to this nude beach in San Diego, I love that beach. I actually met a woman she had the breasts and the butt. All this stuff was she looked like a Barbie. She looked good. But it was her friend who was right there next to me, who I kept eyeballing, because it was like too perfect. No one is that too perfect. That is a psychological thing. To me, I saw in the future, she's going to have some issues with self-esteem. That's most likely what comes with it. What are these traits she's going to pass on to children if I decide to have them? So I'm thinking about all that into the future. But I look at her girl to the left. She's like, oh, yeah, that's just my friend. She's real cool. I'm like, yeah, but it's you I want. She's thinking I want her, but I want you. So that's that girl in the video. There's a lot of guys that's checking for her, but she thinks that all the man want. Yeah, we'll look. Our eyes are going to look, but we're going to look at you. You need to have the confidence to say, I got what I got, and I'm going to maximize what I have. And that's what we want to see.
All right, cool. So let me grab from right there. So yeah, I wanted to ping all the fellas real quick just to see where y'all stood on that. And I said, it seems like it's a consistent message, right? So yeah, the reason why I wanted to touch that video today is because I've seen men answer this question a million times. Guys always get asked the same question. Yeah, do y'all want the BBL girl? What do y'all want, the natural girl? Like I see this question all the time. And it took me to one place. One place. And my question is, and like I said, I know we got some ladies down in the comments, so ladies, help me out. everybody on the panel too. I need some answers. Why is it that ladies today, and I'm gonna say it only one way, why is it that ladies today don't want to listen? Yeah, I've heard a million guys say that they want natural women. Yeah, she might have a big butt, chest, whatever, but if she natural and she got a little something back there, they cool. I've heard dudes say that over and over and over. I just asked the question to Vince, Herschel, and Joe. They literally confirmed it, all three of them. But yet we still have a video where a young lady is coming back in 2024 asking, do guys prefer a BBL or a natural girl? Like guys have not answered this question a million times before now. So I'm trying to understand, because once again, this is a show where we talk about, black folks and our relationships and getting the men back together with the women and vice versa. Why can't we listen to each other and just accept what it is? Yeah, why do we have to come back a million times over with the same question like we didn't hear it the last million times? Why do the men, the Vinces, the Hersh's, the Joes got to say the same thing that they said in 2023, that they not checking for the BBL like that? They want the natural girls. Like, how do we keep getting to this point, yet we're saying that we want a man or we want a woman?
Let me coach.
Go ahead, Chloe. I need somebody to break this down.
Was Joe gonna say something?
Yeah, just real quick. Just real fast. Do you want a man who has monopoly money or real money to spend? We like to play Monopoly as kids. It was fun, but you couldn't spend it. It wasn't worth anything. Real money is what a woman wants. She wants a man who actually has money. Equivalently, we want a woman who has a real body. We play with the fake body. That's the Barbie doll as a kid, yeah, this is fun. But we grow up and it's like, we want something like this, but it has to be real. So similarly, when a woman is playing Monopoly, she wants to get with a man who doesn't have Monopoly money. She wants a man who has real money. Real money you can spend to buy food, to buy groceries, and all these things with. It's the same exact thing. So you're asking us, why do men want? No, we don't want fake money. We just like to see it and play with it just the same way you like. It's the same thing. But we can't do nothing with that. There's an emptiness with that. And we know that. So it's like a child's toy. It's a child's game. We don't want fake. But we're attracted to it because it's a trick. We're tricked by it, just like a woman who has great makeup. Yeah, it looks great. And then it's like, oh, damn, I didn't know she was gonna look like this. When you gotta go. Like I'm clear now. I'm clear-headed. You gotta go. But if you come with the natural face, the natural look, the natural body, you gotta stay. Because that's authentic, that's real. So you're asking us, to me, it's almost insulting. Like, why do you always want fake this? No, it's just like we can get tricked just like women can get tricked. We can parade around and act like we got the fake Rolex and fake this and fake that, make you think we got something we don't got. And then you end up falling for it. And then you realize after, oh, damn, this guy ain't got nothing. So I got to go now. That's the same exact feeling. We get tricked because it's biological nature. We see body, feminine, youth. Oh, dang, that looks good. Then we come to our senses. Same thing with women. They see flashes of money and status. Oh, that was just a facade. Then they go on and move someplace else. It's all a facade.
I get that. Let me go. Let me let Chloe respond. I want to let her respond. Go ahead, Chloe.
I was just going to say, to answer your question, I think that there's a couple of different reasons why, women just aren't listening, and why we, keep getting these videos with the same questions over and over again from men. I think there's a couple things going on. For the women who don't have the BBLs, right? They're sitting back and they're watching how men are liking videos, sending DMs, and just overall, lusting after the women with the BBLs. And they're going, see, that's why I can't get a man. That's why men don't really look at me, or that's why I'm not getting any attention, because really, honestly, they're waiting for any kind of excuse that they can give to say, this is why I'm still single, or this is why. So this is why they keep asking that question over and over again, because that group there have a vested interest in believing that it's the BBLs. They need to believe that. So even when a man says, no, yeah, I'll look at it, but that's not who I'm wifing. That's not who I want to be with, right? They hear it, but it goes in and out, because at the end of the day, they still need a justification for why you're not choosing them then, right? It's got to be something. It's got to be the BBL, right? It's got to be because I don't wear weaves, or I do wear weaves or lashes or whatever. Like, it has to be something like that. It can't be there's something about me, something about my attitude, or something about the way I present myself. Or, men are visual. So maybe I'm carrying, a few extra pounds and I just don't look healthy. Like, it could be one of those things. And those are things that they don't plan on changing about themselves, because they want you to accept them the way they are. So for that group, they need to believe that it's the BBL, and y'all prefer BBLs. So because they don't have one, that's why they're single. Then you have the group, like I believe this young lady falls into, and I won't go in on her too much, because I feel like the people in the comments that already read sis, so they didn't already read her. And basically she is insecure. And I agree with the comment that said she's probably trying to decide whether or not she wants to get one herself. So she needs enough men to say yes, no, or whatever, so that she can decide how she feels about herself. And I just think that that's a couple of things that are going on there, specifically with the BBL question. Now, in general, why women aren't listening is, like Vince said, one, I don't think they care. They don't care. And I think the reason why they don't care is because they need to continue to believe that everything that they think they know about men is true. Because women believe that they have men pegged. Women, I'm speaking in general, believe that they know what a man wants, what he doesn't want, what he likes to eat, what type of woman he wants to be with. They even know how a man should be a man.
Right.
So the last thing they need is for a man to come around and start popping a bubble and saying, no, we don't like any of that. We don't want any of that. No, that's not true. So even when you guys have a big old platform like this, and you're online every day saying, this is what we like, this is what we want, these are the things that attract us, they hear it, but it goes in and out, because at the end of the day, they already know. So they need to cling desperately to what they know about men, because it allows them to continue to justify behaviors. It allows them to continue to basically not change and not improve, right? And just continue to blame it on you. So that's the ultimate reason why they don't want to listen. It doesn't matter. So to a certain extent, Vince was right earlier when he said women don't really care, or they don't listen. I think that's true. And that's why we're going to keep getting these videos of women asking the same questions over and over again. Like you guys haven't already, like you don't have a whole platform where you talk about daily what you want. Like, it's insane. At this point, no woman should be asking any man what he wants. Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it comes out daily. Let me go over to Vince. Vince, you want to say something, man?
And the funny thing about it is that a lot of these ladies, they would say that they're doing it for themselves, and then they get it, and now they want to cover it up. I don't know if you've seen that, where the ladies will wear the jacket around their waist. They'll really be, self-conscious about it.
Right.
And that's the funny thing too. But and then we got to remember that now we in the stripper culture too. Everybody want to be a stripper. The young girls, the old ladies, the 40-somethings, they want to be at the club smacking their booties, twerking. So I think this stripper culture has taken over as well. But it's just funny to me that, men will say what we don't want, but it's always somebody I think they're just attention whores. They just want attention from, because a lot of them haven't gotten attention. And then they say they don't want that attention, though. If you're looking at it, then what you're looking at, I'm looking at your big and ass booty. That's what I'm looking at. That's why you got it, ain't it?
And then why do you objectify me? Why are you looking at me for just my ass?
I'm riding around in a 550. You gonna look? Oh, that's a nice car. That's why I got it, for you to look at it. Right. For you to be envious.
Right. That's real. That's real. That's real. That's real, man. That's real. Let me. My guy Jay said, "See, if a woman needs a BBL to improve her chances of getting a man, then she has an image problem." Yeah. No, I feel that, Jay. And I said, I just latched on to that piece because I'm like, it almost comes off like selective hearing. Yeah, so there's certain things that guys can say, and it's like the ladies will absorb it to a certain extent. But then there's other things that guys say, and it's like they want to just kind of just throw it out. And I'm just like, how many times do guys have to say that they're not a fan of these BBLs and all this stuff? And it's like you come back a couple weeks later and ask the same question, like the dudes didn't just say a couple weeks ago that they wasn't fans of the BBLs and all of that stuff. Now, I know dudes will lust over certain things, but when it comes to commitment, relationship, marriages, and all of those things, that's not what they're going for. Not unless they some type of celebrity or something, and typically that don't last for no time if they do. But yeah, most average everyday guys, that's not what they're going for. So yeah, I'll just say this to the ladies out here. To the ladies out here. Yep, guys have gotten to a point, and this is not all guys, but it's a lot of the guys that I see and I'm around. They've gotten to a point where they're being way more vocal than they used to be. Yep, they're talking about the things that they like. They're talking about the things that they don't like. They've established, some preferences around where they're currently at in their life today. They've established some boundaries, some things that they didn't, some things that they may have tolerated in the past that they're not going to tolerate today. And my advice to the ladies is pay attention and listen. Yeah, you can't keep saying that you're looking for a good man and you're trying to find a good man out here. And then you got these men out here literally telling you the blueprint of what they're looking for. And, in a woman that they may choose to marry and be in a relationship with and such. And then you just want to omit everything that they done said. Like that's not how that works. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't know if y'all understand, but men are paying attention to y'all. Yeah, they paying attention to y'all. They listening to some of the stuff that y'all saying. Yeah, but sometimes that works to y'all advantage and sometimes it don't. Yeah, but they listening. So I would just advise the ladies to do the same. If the dudes say that they're not into the BBLs, ladies, just take note. Seems simple. Yeah, just take note. If the dude say he's looking for a woman to come in and support what he got going on and help him build that thing, just take note. Yeah, you can't come in talking about I'm a boss and he just said he looking for somebody to support. Like that ain't gonna work. But that's what we see today. If the dudes say that they want a woman to come in and support them and be a help meet and help them, create a legacy, and then you run around talking about I'm a boss chick. Like that that don't align, with the type of dude that you say that you want. So yeah, that's what I latched on to with that video. Like I said, I just had to touch that real quick because I'm like, ladies, the dudes fellas is literally giving y'all the keys, and it's like y'all just missing it. All right, I got another one real quick. Let me shout some people out real fast. Shout out to Sean Whitaker in the building. He said they not listening to men. No, we definitely got an issue there, Sean. We got an issue there. CJ said we hit that, but not wife that. Exactly. Yeah, dudes gonna play around with it, but that's most likely not what they're gonna commit to. And like I said, I think that too. That's another issue that we kind of touched on. Fellas got to stop playing with it. Because see, that's still a level of validation. Yeah, that still breeds that ego that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, fellas got to have some discipline out here and stop playing with some of this stuff. So, you know, so that some of these folks know that that's not the move. See, Sean Whitaker said, let's see, they are competing with other women. No, that is a fact. There's definitely some competition in that space for sure. All right, so I got another one. So I think this was I think Vince, I think you fired this one over to me, man. Let's see what we got popping here.
Keep his stomach full, his balls empty, and his mind clear. You'll be fine.
You like feeling this one today?
That's solid. You were interested in this man because some part of you admired his lifestyle, money, status, education, wisdom, whatever the case may be. Do not add problems to his lifestyle. Level 2, there are inherently some problems that he has, either maintaining his lifestyle or scaling it, right? If you can identify those problems better than other women, make yourself a solution to those problems, you become indispensable to his lifestyle. Maybe he didn't even like you, but now he needs you. But third, and this is where I think most women screw up, do not disrespect that man. Now, there is overt disrespect. That one's easy. Like, don't call him out of his name. Don't yell at him. Don't assault him, different things like that. I think where most of our women in particular, where they mess up as far as disrespect, it's the belittling. How do you talk to that man? He put it very simply. He said, if you would not say this in this way to your supervisor, if you're interested in keeping your job, do not say this in this way to your man.
Okay. Shout out to the We Need to Talk podcast. Definitely go check them out on IG, YouTube as well. All right, Vince, I know you shot that on. Oh, you want to say something, Clay? Go ahead.
Can you just replay like the very first part again? It kind of cut off a little bit. I couldn't hear it. Just the very first part.
I got to see if I can catch it. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can catch it.
Keep his stomach full, his balls empty, and his mind clear. You'll be fine.
Did you catch it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me go over to Vince. Vince, I know you shot this one, man. I know you I think you was posting about this one too, man. What you see in this video, man? You muted. Come off mute.
The one thing did y'all look at her facial expression?
I did.
He was hitting her with all kind of arrows. You see how much she was drinking that tea? And I think that was great advice. I think the disrespect is the big one. I think that a lot of us, and as over 40 years old, our mothers were so aggressive and strong and said what they wanted to say that is crept into our relationships. And the disrespect is huge, because a lot of women will say, oh, well, he cheated on me. And the first thing I say, well, did you disrespect him? Did you call him a bitch? Did you call him a broke ass nigga?
Right.
Did you say the dick ain't good? And then he went out and found somebody that thought the dick was good. See, we got to keep it 100. And I just thought that was great advice. But as I said again, a lot of ladies don't want to hear that because it's old school. It's old school, you know. So yeah. I just thought that was a good video.
No, it was, man. That was a good scene, man. Yeah, like I said, I saw you post about it, man, and that disrespect, man. And yeah, when he touched that piece, I definitely saw the young lady's facial expression, man. Almost like she was guilty. So I definitely caught that. Let me go up to Chloe. Chloe, you want to say something? Or you good?
I would pick. I mean, first of all, I think it was a really good video. I know a lot. We get a bad rap in this space for podcasts not providing solutions, right? We get a bad rap that all we do is talk, but we never provide any solutions. First of all, I don't think that's true because we're always talking about what we can do to improve. But just like we said earlier, who's actually listening, right? And once again, this was a pretty powerful video clip because what he was saying is what men care about. What he was saying are major keys for a woman who is interested, right, in wanting to know how to treat a man, like just some fundamental things. And I think that women don't understand how powerful. Actually, that's not true. Women do understand how powerful their words are. That is exactly why they say what they say about men. That is exactly why women spend so much time talking down to men and talking negatively about men. Because as women, we know that we can cut a man quick with our words. We can cut a man quick with our words because we are so quick-witted and because we are emotional, right? We can get in our feelings and we can say some things that we are feeling in that moment that you cannot take back. You cannot take them back. And as women, see, because we're emotional, once we start feeling better, it's like we'll forget what we said or we'll think it was no big deal. Oh, I was just mad. But men are not like that. They're not. They remember. And I think women need to understand that men are also not petty and catty like other women are. Like we'll play fight with another woman and we'll say all kinds of things, call her out her name. Oh, you be this, you HOE this and that. And then, next week we'll be back at brunch. Men do not behave that way. They do not. And that's the difference. As women, we continue to want to treat men like women and they're not. And so I think it was an important video. Also, I want to say the thing, that's why I had you replay the beginning, right? Because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't missed. He said, if you keep their stomach full, their balls empty, and their minds clear. And, you can feel however you want to feel about how you said it, but we've grown on this platform. And at the end of the day, pleasure is, it's good for all of us. It's good for men. It's good for women. And if this is a man that you are going to be with for the rest of your life, if this is the man that you care about like that, then it should never be work. It should never be a chore for you to please him sexually. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't be, because as we all know, what you won't do, another woman will. So women in marriages, especially, I'm gonna talk to the married women for a second. Like women in marriages, especially, like, not wanting to sleep. Oh, he wanted, and you're complaining about the fact that he actually wants to be with you sexually. That's crazy. Because if he's still attracted enough to you to want to be with you sexually, I mean, throw that thing in a circle. Period. I don't understand what the problem is. And it shouldn't be selfish, and it's not a chore. It's a pleasure. And as women, I think that if we start looking, and this is for single women, married women, if we start looking at the things that we do for our men as a privilege and not a chore, then maybe we could drop some of these bad attitudes that we have, and we could start really, pleasing our men, which is our superpower actually, and having them reciprocate. Then you wouldn't have to be on these platforms begging a man to take you on a nice date. You wouldn't have to be on no platform begging a man to spend money on you. You wouldn't have, be on these platforms asking a man why he want to take you coffee, why he don't want to take you on the trip, you wouldn't have to do that, baby, because I guarantee you, if you do the 3 things that he said in the beginning of the video, you're never going to have a problem. The only difference is pick the right guy to do all of these things for. That's the major key. Pick the right guy. Y'all out here picking the wrong dudes for the wrong reasons. And then you have a bad experience and now you forever tainted. Out here talking about some he still got cheat. That's not true, sis. Because when you present yourself as the woman, like as the type of woman that the first video spoke of, the woman that's invaluable to a man, yeah, that's, you know, you're not gonna have those problems.
But then what happens to those men, Chloe, after the guy that treated? So they do the first part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Filling his stomach, draining his balls, keeping his mind clear, to the man who doesn't do them right.
Mm-hmm.
So then they dial back on those things
mm-hmm.
on the next man who does them right.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have this circular thing, this back and forth. Well, they protect themselves from doing that. They figure if I'm giving too much of myself, if I'm giving the next man my all, then what's to stop him from treating me like the last guy who mistreated me? So then the guy that they're with now currently is like, well, what the hell? You giving me half-ass effort compared to the last boyfriend you was telling me about that you've been through. So now I'm feeling like something's got to give. You giving me leftovers. So that's the way we felt about it. Then we toss you to the side, and then the cycle repeats. You go to the third guy, and you give him half of the half effort that you gave the last guy. So then you come in a downward spiral where now I'm not giving men none of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not cooking no more. I'm not effing them no more. You know, I'm going to be volatile. It's like, they can't get themselves out of a hole. It's like quicksand. So it's not that you treat man lesser than, it's like you said in the end, it's the key. Choose the right man who you're going to give that to, a man who's going to appreciate it and reciprocate it in a way that's going to satisfy you, the things that we know women want. Because if he's going to give 0%, you give 100%. Then you can't blame the next guy who comes after that and say all of y'all the same. So they carry that trauma onto the next guy. So I don't think a lot of women don't start off that way. They start off doing that, doting on the man. But it's the type of man they dote on too, who doesn't reciprocate. And then it's like a diminishing returns. The next guy, the next guy, the next guy. Now she's giving 20% of what she gave the first guy 100%. But that doesn't work because the next guy is not going to tolerate that.
Right.
So hold on a minute. Let me ask a question. Let me see what y'all say on this. So, Joe, you making a point that a young lady will do those things for the wrong guy, and essentially let's just say this guy, he don't appreciate it, so he messed it up, right? So then the new guy come along who is serious and on point, and now she wants to give him a lower percentage of output. So let me put this question to everybody on the panel and everybody in the comments. Do y'all think if a lady did not move like that, and I'm just giving a scenario. So even though man number one, he messed up, right? So he messed up, didn't appreciate what she was doing because she was doing them 3 things that we just saw in the video, right? He messed it up. Do y'all think that if that lady did not dial back, so if she just stayed consistent with, that's just how she moved, so she gonna follow them things regardless of whatever dude she deal with, do y'all think if she kept that up and stayed consistent, that would weed out certain guys from even trying to engage with her?
Yep. And not for the reason she think it is. Oh yeah, he just wasn't into me at all in the first place. No, that was actually a good man that you ran off. But you in your mind think, oh, he was nothing to begin with because he didn't put in more effort than I was willing to put in to keep me. So now you want to play games. But in your mind at that time, you're thinking, oh, he wasn't nothing. He was just like the last guy. No, he probably was the opposite. But you ran him off. But in your mind, you convinced yourself that he ran because he couldn't handle the pressure. He couldn't, what they say, step up to the plate. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Now, sometimes that's true. She could have ran off some, but the thing is, it's like she's carpet bombing different men. She doesn't know who she's gonna. You're just flying the planes, or you're dropping bombs, Hiroshima, and blowing up everything. And you say, "I got the bad guy." Well, you also killed a lot of good guys too in the process. But in your mind, you only see the bad guys that you got, which may not be as many as you think it is. But then only in reflection and hindsight, you look back and say, "Damn, I ran off this guy." But that comes 5, 10, 20 years too late. Oh, that wasn't. Dang.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand because that situation that you described, Joe, on that initial point that you made, that sounds transactional to me, right? And I'm wondering if that's part of the problem. So The lady was, I'll describe it this way. The lady was a good, she was a good woman doing what she's supposed to do, right? She comes into a cat who really ain't worthy, but she entertained him. He ended up messing up, hurt her feelings, whatever. So they separate. So then another guy comes along. He's about his biz. He on top of his business. And then now she wants to dial back because of the dude prior to this new guy who's about his business. But what I'm wondering is, if she just moved like a good woman all the time, would that not weed out a lot of these bum cats that she's probably going to come into because she's dialing back? So that's really what I'm trying to understand. I see some comments coming in real quick. Let me get these, and I'm gonna come to you, Chloe. I see you want to say something. Let's see. Kenyatta said the person shouldn't punish the next for what the last person did. Okay, no, I feel that. Makes sense. Eva Wright. Let's see. You can't move on to the next one with the mindset that he's like the last one. Okay. All right. So they validating right here. Let's see. Donovan. Trauma is a double-edged sword. Let's see. It can inspire good and bad in people, but everything boils down to one's self-esteem. Okay. Now I feel that as well. All right, Chloe. You want to respond to that?
Yeah, I was actually listening to relationship, if you want to call it that, earlier today. And the gentleman who was on the podcast with his wife was saying that the problem that we see in this particular situation is evidence of that. And Joe kind of basically went right for it. And I have to agree. He said that what happens is we don't want to give our partner 100% until they start to give us 100% or more than. Then we feel like it's okay for us to return our 100%. And that's a flawed way of thinking, because we should always go into it giving 100% because they're worth it. They're worth that 100%. You present yourself, like you said, Quay, you present yourself the very best. Why should that person have to audition for your very best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are someone who's being intentional, which we all can agree that we need a little bit more of that. If you're being intentional, then why wouldn't you want to put your best foot forward? Like, I guess I don't understand this lazy, lackadaisical approach to picking the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. It's insane. Like, to me, this is obviously one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Why in the world are you being lazy about it? Why are you half-assing it? Like, I guess I just don't get it. Like, this is a very serious decision. And so why enter into this particular decision, not wanting to give 100% until you perceive that the person on the other side is giving that or more? I don't, like you said, it's very transactional, but this is what happens with women, right? You guys are approaching some of these men that could very well be your person with this lackadaisical, lazy approach, and they could be bothered. They don't want to be bothered. They're right. Like, she's not, you're not going to attract the right kind of guy. Not only that, but it's a mindset shift that happens. If you approach this potential relationship or this relationship with the very best that you have, it's a mindset shift that happens. That attitude that you're carrying around with you, you're not going to have it anymore because that's not your best. Not wanting to cook, not wanting to clean, not wanting to just be feminine, not wanting to show up, and be friendly, you're not going to do that because that's not your best. If you approach every potential, and when I say potential, I mean the person has to have some potential, okay? But if you approach every potential relationship with that energy, with that I'm going to show the very best of myself energy, then I don't think that we would have as many single women as we have. Walk around with that energy. That means that every time you meet a person, this is who they're going to meet. They're going to meet the best version of you. How can you lose? So I guess I just feel like you guys are walking around in life. You got the resting bee face. You don't want to smile. If a man tries to kind of segue into you and flirt a little bit and say, "Oh, smile, let me see you smile," You want to bite his head off. Like, this is what you guys are giving. And then you want to know why you're single. You want to know why men don't approach you. Or you want to know why a man will come over to you, buy you a drink, and then not say anything to you. It's probably your energy. He probably approached you to try to kind of test the waters, and he knew he probably should buy you a drink to just get you to want to maybe talk, open up a little bit more. And you gave him the rest and be face, and you just were very disinterested. So he's like, okay, well, charge to the game.
Right.
Like, so I mean, this, it was a good piece of content. I think that, it's a good conversation.
Real talk. Go to Vince. I saw you about to come off mute. Go ahead, Vince.
I think also that we must be healed when we go into these new relationships, because some of us have been in long bad relationships, and we picked up bad habits, we picked up bad ways to communicate, and it takes a while to get that out your system. I remember when me and Remy first started dating, and we had a situation, and she was so used to talking to someone else a certain way, and I said, look, I don't play that. Play them games. You gonna talk to me a certain way, or I'm gonna go home. I don't play that. And she was like, you know what? I'm sorry. And we had this open line of communication. And what we said is, because we are married and we'll never get divorced, we have a certain way that we communicate. If it gets to a certain point, it's getting heated, we say, okay, let's stop. And we go to corners, because we understand words hurt. Words can really damage a relationship. And once you start going, it's hard to stop. You start bringing up old stuff. You start bringing up a lot of things. And we just going to say, because we're not getting divorced. So my thing is, we might as well just be quiet and go on our separate corners and have a short memory. So, but I think a lot of times you got to be intentional. That's what I love the brother Kevin Samuels on that intentionality about, because we stay in these relationships too long, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. And it's hard when someone else has imprinted on you, and you've been in that relationship so long, and you've been in that situation so long, and then you go into something else and it's totally different. It's really what you want, and you're scared. I get it. And men actually do the same thing too. They're oh, well, she didn't appreciate me, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. And she did this. Men do the same thing. And you gotta be, healed from the situation, and you have to have open lines of communication. We're gonna have to talk this thing through and be honest and upfront about it.
That's real. That's real. That's real right there. That's real. Let me check in with Hirsch. I say I'm gonna get on some, get us up on out of here. I ain't gonna have us on here all night. Hirsch, you want to say anything, man? Or you good, man? We probably gonna take some closing in a minute, man.
Okay, yeah, just real quick. It's about accountability. That whole piece. Again, getting out of a relationship. You're gonna have some bad habits and things of that nature. But my thing is this: I've been there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm just from my own experience, my perspective is that I have my own set of morals or values. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't necessarily let what bad experiences I went through with the one female make me just think that this is how all women are. And even if they are or they're not, I still just have my own set of things. Like that's how I was brought up and raised, where it's like, okay, this is what you do. Open the doors for the woman. You do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that doesn't change. That's for me. And I think if like that woman or whoever, if it allowed her to let that change her, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's an accountability thing. Like she's like we like to pass the buck on the other person, maybe blame the other people, blame the other gender, or blame this or blame another circumstance or whatever. But it's like, no, I mean, just because you picked the wrong dude, doesn't mean that everybody out here deserves to get that disrespected or talked a certain way. You're supposed to have your own type of values as far as just how you conduct yourself conduct yourself and just how you are out here in the world, So that's just what I gotta say about it. Just accountability. We just gotta stay accountable. We just can't let, we just gotta, regroup and go back to our own values, and then that'll be a start. What I'm saying, of healing. For a new relationship. Just what are your values, and then just how do you want to be treated out here, and then you do that. That can help with that problem.
Right. No, that's real. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. All right, well, yeah, we're gonna take some clothes and we're gonna get on up out of here. I think it's about 10, so I ain't gonna keep us on here all night. So let me I go to Chloe, Vince, Joe, Hirsch. I don't know if you close with that, Hirsch, but yeah, you call it once you get there. Chloe, you want to say anything before we get out of there?
Yeah, I would just say to respond to the topic, you need to check your ego. I think that we address a lot of different ways ego can show up in relationships. And this is a problem on both sides, right? This is a problem for men and for women. It's just that men and women respond differently to this. But I would say this, like, in a relationship, there is always going to be balance. So there's going to be, well, in a successful relationship, let me say it that way, there needs to be balance. So there's always going to be someone who maybe is a little bit more outspoken, maybe is a little bit more, prideful, maybe someone whose ego is a little bit bigger. And that's just the way it is. But at the same time, I think that if we really want relationships to work, we all have to be able to have a humility, and I think Hirsch said this earlier, like we all have to be able to humble ourselves. There's going to be times where maybe as a man, you might have to, humble yourself in a situation. As a woman, it may be times where you may have to humble yourself, but you always have to have that balance in order to be successful in your relationship, in your marriage. You always have to be able to have that balance. And I think that what we're seeing a lot of women, they're allowing their egos to, keep them out of what could be really great relationships. None of us are all that great. The majority of us are average. I mean, just being honest, that's why it's average. The majority of us are average. And that's okay. Like, I don't know when being average became like a problem. I mean, we've allowed social media to tell us that the average person, the average earning person, the average looking person, just all of a sudden we're just, throw us all away. Like, I mean, I don't understand where that went, but we're average. So with that being the case, like, pipe down. That's it. Like, pipe down, ma'am. You're not that great. And for guys, I would say, we see a lot of dudes on this platform, and they blowing a lot of smoke too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about, I mean, y'all running around telling me some, I don't want to get married because she's going to take all my money. You're
you
average.
Got money, sir.
You're average. You don't got nothing that she could take like that. Like, what you worried about? Like, why are you worried about that? Go find you a chick that's like really for you and be happy. Settle down and be happy. Build a legacy. You ain't got nothing like that. And I'm seeing a lot of young dudes, saying that on this platform. And I'm like, first of all, you're what, Gen Z? Y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all barely even want to work. So let's just stop the cap. Okay, we all need to humble ourselves. We all need to check our egos because it's a whole lot of gaslighting. It's a whole lot of blowing smoke. We talking out of both sides of our neck, and we all need a reality check. We all need to humble ourselves. I tell you what, let's everybody start talking about how much debt we in. Start talking how much debt you in. You want to talk about money, your money, and you got this, and you a boss chick, and dudes talking about something, they rich and they this, that, and that. Okay, start posting them credit card statements. Let's see how much debt you have. That's going to humble us all real quick. Because the fact of the matter is we all live in this society. Things are costing more and more to live. I mean, in a minute, they're going to be charging us to breathe. So at this point, everybody humble yourselves. Find somebody that you can be with. Settle down, build a legacy, because we gonna need each other. We really literally all we got outside of God. You know, he coming back, but he ain't gonna come back till he get ready. So until then, quit playing. Just quit. Y'all ladies, stop playing up in these men's faces.
Simple as that. Let me go to Vince. Vince, you want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Well, to circle all the way back, I have to check my ego all the time. Because I'm like Kanye West. I got a big ego. But knowing is half the battle. But I also understand that I'm getting to it, to understand that it's not always about being right. It's about coming into an agreement. And that's so hard for me because I do think I'm right about a lot of things. And most of the time I am. But that's neither here nor there. But I also have but I do have to understand
find that suspicious
that it's about coming into agreement, you know, and I'm working on that. For the people that know me in the comments, I know Marshawn gonna say, yeah, he got a big ego. But you know, you do have to check it, you do have to humble yourself, and you do have to understand that people have a different perspective. And even if they'll have your perspective, that don't mean that their perspective isn't their own. So I'm trying to grow through it and grow in humility or gratefulness. I'm humble to God and my wife. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm grateful.
There it is. There it is. Appreciate it, man. I ain't no Hurst. Did you want? You want to say anything else in close? Or you good, man?
Yeah, I'll just say just a couple things real quick. Also, Vince, man, I mean, this is Mike. The only way I know you is from this thing. So I just want to just give you a compliment and say, like, you know, I haven't seen any, like, you know, anything of any, like, red flags about you, man. I see you are very mature, you know, well established, you know, good black man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you your props, bro. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So also, I want to say, too, again, going back to the whole ego thing with everybody, I think just the human race, we're just too into ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy to get that way with all the technology and all the stuff. But I think that the way we need to go back to doing, or just even not even go back to just start doing it, just we have to start trying to take the view off of ourselves and just, you know, see about, like, we're here to do work. You know what I'm saying? We think that we're here to just, like, oh, what's in it for me? I got to get this, I got to attain that, I got to grab this wife, I got to do that. But no, the real reason, if you are, like, really, you know, close to, like, you know, the creator, God or whatever, you know, you'll know that the reason why we're here is for other people. You know what I'm saying? What kind of mark can you leave on this planet? You know, what good deeds have you done? You know, and where's your heart at? So I think if we just start, you know, focusing more on other things, other people, and how we can be a better person in that way, you know what I'm saying, in terms of our internalizing, looking at ourselves and saying, okay, critiquing ourselves, being our best, you know, critic, you know what I'm saying? I think relationships would improve, divorces would be less, you know, we wouldn't have these games, you know, I mean, people just, and then people wouldn't have all these negative stories to tell about these breakups and bad relationships, because, you know, a lot of people have broken up with people they probably didn't need to or didn't have to. If they would have just said, okay, what's my role? What am I supposed to do? How can I make this person's life better? You know, versus, oh, she's this or she's that, or he's boring or he's does blah, blah, blah. You know, all that type of stuff, you know, instead of saying, okay, what does this person need? How can I, you know, and I think if we do that, then, you know, it'll be a good start to this picking up, you know, building our relationships and getting more of our family, you know, more people married and having families, you know, instead of like the single stuff we got going on.
That's real, man. I appreciate that right there. Appreciate that. Let me come to Joe. Joe, you want to say anything closing, man?
Like like Chloe said, egos for men and women manifest in different ways. Primarily for women, they want to be younger, prettier. For men, they want to be stronger and richer. And I think a healthy ego is necessary in order to maintain your youthful appearance by eating a great diet, working out a certain way. And for men, it's about being careful with your finances so you can eventually become a man of means, if you will. But then you have the ego that gets so big that you perhaps want to flaunt things that you don't have. You want to try to keep up with the Joneses, and it exasperates itself. So it gets out of control, and now you have a lot of men and women who want to be the people that they see on social media. That's just, I think that's our tribal nature. Everyone wants to compete with somebody. For women, they want to compete against women. Men want to compete against men. And it's to get to the opposite sex, generally speaking, if that's, assuming you're heterosexual. So it's, I want that, what that guy has, because I see what he gets is going to attract a certain type of woman. I want what this younger girl has because what she's getting is going to, so then you have this thing where everyone has this self-identity issue or crisis, so to speak. And keeping that in check is not that easy. It used to be easier when I was growing up because we didn't have social media. We didn't have all this media thrown in our face saying that you have to be something more than just, like you said earlier, ordinary or average, because that's the reality for millions of us. We see the select few who have the big Instagram following. They live in the jet set lifestyle, guys driving fancy cars and women like Kim Kardashian. Everyone wants to be a Kim Kardashian. So everyone wants to start an OnlyFans. Everyone wants to be the man who has all the cars and clothes. Everyone wants to be a basketball player. But not very many men want to go into plumbing or electricity or be an electrician. Not very many women want to be secretaries. They want to be a boss babe. But that's the reality. You can't have all these people at the top, and it's never been that way since the dawn of humankind. There's always been someone who's had this level of fame and wealth, and everyone else in between, and everyone else below. It's always going to be that hierarchy. Now, you can fight to be at the top, but good luck. You're probably going to sacrifice a lot to get there, and most likely you probably won't make it. So it's best to just focus on raising a family, having kids, not trying to be someone that you're not statistically. And if things lead in that direction, so be it. But that's not something that everyone can obtain. You can aspire for it, but there's no guarantee you're going to achieve it. And in that trying to achieve that higher, whatever that is, that fame, that status, that fortune, that youth and the beauty and all that, you could be leaving a lot of things behind. You could be trying to have a child at 35 years old and say, damn, I spent all this time or you could be a man trying to get rich all this time and be like, dang, I could have started a family 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Now it's too late. Right. Now you're on the deathbed. So it's best if people just focus on themselves, get off social media, because that's tainting all of us. So that way we understand perspective when I go out into the world. In reality, almost everybody's average. You see someone with an Instagram account, you talk to them in person, they're just like everybody else. They go home, they sleep, they get bored in life. They're not living, they put the highlights on there. And so you get seduced by the highlights of someone's life. And you assume that's their life every single day. And that's not how it works. Lastly, that's pretty much it. Be average, be okay with being average. And if you don't want to be average, okay, do what you got to do. Take the chance, take the risk. And if you fail, then that's on you. But understand it comes with a price. I mean, I know the price I have to pay. It's just always a price to it. And it's like, do you really want this? It's like, I sometimes wish I just had got a regular job instead of doing what I do as a day trader. Yeah, 3-4 years of your life to do what I did, stress. You don't want this. That's what they don't tell you about. What does it take to become a Hollywood celebrity, to get all the fame and fortune? They go through hell to get to that point. It's not something that's just dropped in their laps. And a lot of it is luck. Some of it is chance and circumstance. Some of it is just exceptional talent and skill. That's not the majority of people. Everyone wants to be that top echelon. Don't just be happy with what you got, work with what you got, raise your family, have kids, have grandkids, and that's life. That's life for the majority of people. Don't try to be the superstar. Michael Jackson, Kim Kardashian, BBLs, and I got this, I got that. I'm the president of the United States. Get that out of your head.
Yeah, we don't want that, man.
Average.
Yep, simple as that. Simple as that. We don't want all that extra, man. But man, shout out to the panel tonight. Shout out to Chloe, Vince, Joe, Herschel, hold me down tonight. Appreciate you guys holding me down as always. Shout out to everybody in the comments. I can't read them all. We had a lot come in, but you know who you are. Shout out to you for dropping a comment and supporting the platform. Let's do me a favor. If you're watching right now, or if you do watch it later or in the future, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us. Also hit that share if you feel so inclined. We want to get these shows out to as many of our people as possible, so that we can help change our direction and our mindsets. But man, I appreciate you guys holding me down. As always, it's Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook, so like, share, and subscribe. But man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday.